Man, where you from?
Gary.
Oh, okay.
I was raised there, but I'm originally from Queens.
What's your name?
Gilly.
You remind me totally.
No.
Okay.
Name Gilly Watts.
From Queens, New York?
Originally from Queens,
Okay.
born and raised in Gary.
Okay, what brings you to Indianapolis, bro?
I came here in 2006, but I was doing some things for the United States government overseas.
Yeah.
And by the time I got back here in 2006, they said Gary was like a ghost town.
Yeah.
Make sure you put this down. President Trump brought half of Gary and let them run it down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because their plan is to take the whole lakefront and turn it into a rich man oasis.
Yeah, okay. Revitalize it in a different way.
Yeah.
Not really for us.
When has it ever been for us?
Do you feel like the change sometimes, do that force us to change for us, or what should that do to us? Should it make us like change economically or our mindset? What you think?
We economically, we in a position to change, but if we got certain people that has economical power to help along with the change, if they've been alienated, then they have to do with the power. You know, the status quo say, you know, it's just like Black Lives Matter. I told a guy, I said, it's hypocritical to me.
Yeah.
He said, why? I said, because cop, it's a well-known fact, cop kill a black man. Y'all raise up. Every day, every major city, Pookie killed Jamal every day. The police say, do you know who did it? You turn your back. You don't say nothing. But when the white cop killed a brother, and I told him, the institution is okay with that. They'll address the issue of a white cop killing a black man, but they won't address the issue of Pookie killing Jamal every day in the neighborhood. That's hypocritical.
I tend to kind of differ on that.
Go ahead.
One, I don't believe in Black Lives Matter.
I don't either.
For one, I shouldn't have to scream at you, my life matter, because you see your kids every day just like I see mine.
Right.
But two, I understand what you're saying, but a lot of that is mindset. But I think that we ought to, address some of the things that are happening to us. And when we see that we address that, then it'll work on us. Even though that I don't believe, Pookie will kill Ray Ray, in a way, Mr. Jones has been killing us for years. So my thing of it is, a lot of times the argument is swayed because, we see that happening and they be like, well, what about your hood? Well, you know what? In Puerto Rican neighborhoods, Puerto Ricans kill Puerto Ricans. Sure. Mexicans kill Mexicans. Right. That's everyday black on black crime. It's just you do crime to whoever's closest to you.
Right.
But we really are the victims of where people do stuff to us. Because even though they televise us saying black on black crime,
yes, sir.
Because they know what they're doing to us, and that's a throwaway, deflect the argument.
And that makes it, I'm reflecting back on what you just said. Psychologically, I'm a vet, we're going to be going to this psychological, we do a little psychological evaluation. And a good point was made, they say, young black male destructive. And I got a counselor, and she's playing it to me, she said, Gil, someone was born, she said, we're gonna get past the crack, man.
Yeah.
She said, it's called depression.
Yeah.
And she said, all cultures handle depression differently.
And you know what, too? We never had counseling.
Right, that's what she said. She said they need she said instead of the black leaders out there talking about we need to stop this, they need to try to find an issue to help address the depression of the young, because she said you get angry.
But let me tell you this, we're the only race that has a black leader. Because you think sometimes, if you think about our history, some of the leaders have been sent to dissipate the energy. As soon as some things ready to get on,
but they never come up with a solution.
No, there's no solutions, man, until we compromise. Let me tell you what we need to do. We need to do like the Asians and the Mexicans. We need to have focus groups, and then we bring people, and we homegrown our leaders that we want to put in office. You know what I'm saying? Whoever we want to put in office, we talk to them and say we want resources. We don't want hope, we want faith, and we can't touch those. We need tangibles. That's how we get some things and change mindsets in the community. But hey, man, enjoy the show, man.
My name is Alicia Fleming.
Okay, now where are you from?
I'm originally from Jamaica, but I live here in Indianapolis.
My name is Bruce Ford.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Yeah, we're doing a documentary for Channel 20.
Okay.
Just trying to get some concepts and ideas. Did you mentor before overseas or?
Well, I'm an alumni from IU, Indiana University, and they have a program called International Host, where they match international students with alumni. And so I've been doing it for this is the 4th year. As a matter of fact, I meet my new mentee next Saturday for brunch. She's also from China.
Okay.
I've mentored 2 from India, and this is my 2nd Chinese student.
Okay, you don't mind me asking. I guess, with you being doing international mentoring, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
What's the difference in the mindsets that you see from people from overseas again with us as far as believing in themselves or self-esteem?
See, I'm an international student anyway.
Okay.
Well, I was, but and so let's see. To me, I think that, and I guess I can include myself. A lot of their heritage or culture fosters culture. You know what I mean? Knowing
So
about
deeper roots.
Yeah, well, learning about other cultures, especially Chinese students, they're like sponges.
Yeah.
They really, go out and seek it out and just sop it up.
Now, why do you think that's like that?
I just think that, and I'll include my country too, is that we just learn about culture and learn about how to be proud of ourselves just from earlier on. And I think comparing it to Americans, I think that did exist.
Yeah.
But I think it's gotten away from it, especially Black Americans. Got a deep history, deep culture. But I think something happened along the way. So, and even millennials in Jamaica, some of them, they don't know certain things or whatever. But I just think.
Now I gotta ask you this: What is your definition of culture? Because when we hear the word culture, so many people can say it means certain things.
Well, I teach Spanish and I teach French, and so I teach them the language, but I also teach them the culture. So know the language, know the culture is my motto as a professor. So when you talk about culture, you're talking about traditions, customs, language, the social aspect of it, the swag, all of that is culture. The fact that, let me give you an example. In Jamaica, we make this drink. It's called sorrel. It's made from this plant. It kind of looks like the hibiscus.
Okay.
And so that's a tradition. You make it around Christmas time and New Year's. And, even if some of the millennial West Indians that, they're not into, that's our parents' stuff, but they drink it.
Yeah.
So, it's all about, it encompasses everything.
So they understand, and I guess the fruits of the labor don't understand where the labor comes from. Now, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
What makes you? What do you think the arts? As we meet the artists.
Right.
What do you think the arts plays into all of this?
Well, I want to go back to one of your points. My son was born here.
Okay.
But he's a mixture of Jamaican and Panamanian, but he was born here. But he knows the traditions, he knows the food, so he knows where it all comes from. He may not have been there, which I think it's kind of sad, I'll have to admit, that I didn't get to take him there, but he will. But, but when you talk about meet the artists, I mean, we've got a rich history in art, whether you're from this side of the water or,
So what I'm getting from that point, if you don't mind me adding, is even though he wasn't there, you still laid a foundation, you still planted the seed, and you still cultivated it.
He had to, because he had to play soccer from 6 years old.
Yeah.
Because I knew at some point I would take him home, or he would meet my family, and I didn't want to hear them say, and I'm going to say this in patois, the people don't know how to play football. That would be a no-no.
Yeah.
That would be a no-no.
They look at you sideways.
Yes.
Right.
So he had to learn how to play soccer from he was 6.
Yeah.
He wanted to go pro, actually. He's 31 now. But yeah.
So that kicks off the camaraderie and kicks off the dialogue too. You know, and what I take from that is you learning what you learn. You know, you felt it was kind of like not even kind of like a pressure for you to instill that in your son.
I mean,
but in a good way.
Yeah, kind of, but it's just, it had to be second nature to him.
Yeah.
It had to be. I mean, he had to know the food, he can't speak patois, but he understands it.
Totally.
Now, he speaks Spanish, the other side of him, you know, and he understands it. So, but the thing is, being a black Latino, he got a lot of flack from black Americans. I don't know if you know that happens.
Okay.
If you look at the social media, what's her name? Amara, a woman with the afro.
Okay.
She got flack from Charlemagne, who is a Latino, telling her that she's not Latino because she's dark skinned, but she is. So when my son was growing up, he's got both. He's born here, but he's got both cultures intertwined. So one time he was looking for scholarships, and he was looking saying for Latino scholarships for Latinos, and they're like, no, you're not Latino. And he had to explain to them, yeah, I might be this, but I am. You know. So, well, Black Americans, some, not all. It's just like some white folks, they do know our culture, you know what I'm saying? But he got a lot of flack mostly from blacks, though.
You know, my thing is, you know, I grew up in Indianapolis all my life, and, you know, I came up in the IPS system. But one thing...
I used to work for IPS.
Also, I went in the 70s and 80s, and one thing that I started to put together, and plus I did mentoring myself, is that when you talk, you dialogue, then you solve problems.
Right.
And to be honest, even your son speaking out made him strong and bold in his culture.
Right.
Because sometimes, you know, a lot of people, and especially you, they want to explain themselves, they want to talk, but they don't have a means to. As soon as a question is posed to them in not an ignorant or terroristic type way, then they'll talk and then dialogue, you know, solve problems.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell my students when I teach, is that, okay, you're not proficient in the language, but just go in the Hispanic-owned grocery stores and just talk. They might speak back to you. So some of them tell me, well, Professor, the first thing they do is speak to me in English. Okay, so what? You're talking. You know, that's a way for them to practice. You're practicing your Spanish. They're practicing their English. So I tell them, just go in there and just talk. Just look around. And, you know, I give them points for doing that. And just talk. Just meet people. We have students on campus who speak Spanish. Just, you know, they don't get intimidated. Even if they speak back to you in English, it's okay. Because like you said, it's dialogue.
Yeah.
You know.
Bridging those gaps.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know, they won't do it, but some will. You know, I think as a race, no matter what side of the water you come from, Black people have always been we've always been